Hey everybody, it is October 16th and I wanted to do a quick plant profile on the Violette de Bordeaux fig. This fig right here is going to be one of my anchor figs. Now, over the past year, I've learned a tremendous amount about figs. For example, figs are the oldest known cultivated fruit. Plantings by humans date back to over 10,000 years, and there are over 750 different varieties of figs, and some of the rare varieties, I'm telling you, they sell for crazy amounts of money. It is not unlikely for a rare cutting of a fig, simply a branch cut off that you can root, to sell for over $50 just for a cutting. There's no guarantee that you'll even be able to get it to grow roots. And it is not unlikely for a plant that is rare, such as like a black Madeira or a Figo Preto, that is only 1 to 2 feet tall, to sell for over $150 a plant. So they can be a very expensive investment. The plants that you usually find at a big box garden store labeled a fig are often a brown turkey, which is a very common variety. And the problem with the brown turkey is it just doesn't taste all that good. The reason why they're commonly sold is because they're very vigorous and they grow in a wide variety of environments. They can handle dry climates, they can handle humid climates, and they grow in USDA hardiness zones 7 through 10, so they can take hot weather and pretty cold climates down to single digits and still come back. So that's why they're commonly sold. A fig tree has its main crop on New Year's wood. That means that every single year in the springtime, the new green shoots that fig trees put out as they grow, those are the only pieces of wood that will actually grow figs for the new season. An exception to that are varieties that have something called a breba crop. They will grow on the previous year's wood. Not all varieties have a breba crop. Typically, you need a very warm climate with an extended warm season to grow successful main crop figs. It takes a while for the new branches to grow and then develop figlets, and then for the figlets to ripen into full mature figs. Most varieties won't mature main crop figs until about the middle end of September, sometimes later if you're in a climate that's warm enough to get them going in early spring. If you live in a place like Maine and you have containered figs, you may not have enough of a warm season to actually develop mature fruit. In places like the Pacific Northwest, where they have very mild winters but they have short summers, they often have to grow figs that have breba crops in order to actually get fig fruit. The reason why I've chosen to make the Violette de Bordeaux my first anchor fig is because it's one of those varieties that has it all. First off, it's reported to be one of the best tasting figs. Reportedly often an 8 out of 10 on a flavor scale, above and beyond typical varieties like brown turkey or Celeste. The second thing it has going for it is a smaller fig. It only grows to be about 6 to 10 feet tall by 6 feet wide. So if you have a smaller backyard or you're limited to container gardening, it is an outstanding fig because it won't grow into a giant fig tree like something like a brown turkey will. It's also one of the hardier figs. You can grow it in zones 7 through 10. It may experience dieback, and it may die back towards the ground every year, at least until it gets more mature, but it will come back every year and likely bear some kind of fruit. Because it is a shorter season fig, it produces earlier than some main crops. Another benefit that it has to it is not only does it have a main crop, but it also has a breba crop. So if your climate is mild enough in the winter to preserve last year's wood, you can get some early figs if you don't have a long summer. And if you do have a long summer and you live in a climate with a mild winter, you will get 2 fig crops. So that's one of the benefits of this. Another nice thing about it is it's a common, very affordable fig. I bought my fig last June. It arrived to me on June 14th. I bought it from Burpee.com. It was less than $20. And it came the size of a pencil. It was pretty small, and you can see in 4 months it has grown into a very nice tree. From the bottom of this container, this tree is already 37 inches tall, and it grew that tall in only 4 months, plus the transplant shock that it went through, moving from the little tiny container it came in to this one. Despite all that, it is already starting to put out little figlets. You can see them right here. So if this would have happened back in May, I would have a very nice crop of figs right now. But of course it's not going to, because the season is going to be over pretty soon and we should get our first frost next month. But it's nice to know that I will definitely have figs next year. So just to recap, if you're looking for a fig tree, this variety has it all. It's very cheap and common. It has a breba crop and a nice main crop. It's one of the better tasting figs that you can buy. It's practically dwarf in size, so if you are limited to container gardening or you have a small backyard, it's not going to take up a whole lot of room. And it's very winter hardy, even though, remember, figs are a subtropical species, so they do like warmth and they don't do well if temperatures drop below 15 degrees for an extended period of time. But if you can mulch around them, and you can container grow and bring them in, or blanket them on some nights if you don't have too many really bitter cold nights. They do well in dry climates, they do well in humid climates, they do well in short summers, they do well in long summers. They're just one of those rare, all-around great varieties that you can get for an affordable price. As always, thank you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel and follow along with my regular updates. You'll be able to see the progress of this fig and all my other varieties of plants. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.